Alright, so initially, I started off letting them know of my problems on their website contact form, okay? That's where it began. And again, I don't have a copy of that, but it was basically, oh, you know what? I do have a copy of that shit. Alright, so I'll read my message. This was our initial contact, alright? Hi, I just signed up for Volta after having my many messages answered. Thanks for putting up with me. I ordered the SIM card, so I cannot text or call anyone who isn't on Volta until I receive that card. That was a question. I'm asking because I see that using the app I can receive but not send nor call if they aren't a Volta user. Just making sure that I will be able to contact people who aren't using Volta once I receive my SIM card. Also, is it possible to get the full specs of the Volta phones, the regular and Pro models? I just want to know if it's something that I should plan on purchasing or not. Thank you for everything. Okay. Then David, no last name, responded, thank you for signing up for Volta Wireless. Would you please respond to a few questions so that I can better help you? What device and operating system are you using right now? If you do not have a Volta Wireless SIM card in your device, how are you connected to the network? Wi-Fi? Your current mobile provider's SIM card? Please note that you should be able to log into the Volta Wireless app, which is the Volta Messenger, with your Volta private number and password, and then from within the Volta Wireless app, you should be able to call or message any phone contact of yours, whether they are a Volta Wireless user or not. For calls to non-Volta users, please be sure to select Volta Out as the type of call you will make. For messages to non-Volta users, please select Chat just like you would for sending a message to a Volta user. However, when the chat comes up, you should see a pop-up warning you that they will receive your message as an SMS. Please let me know if you are able to get your calls and messages to other numbers to work. Thank you again for subscribing to Volta Wireless. Best regards, David. So that was number one, right? So I responded, hello again. I see what's going on now. This was the next day. So he responded on April 2nd around 7 o'clock. I received that email. Then on the 3rd at 4:14 a.m., I responded, hello again. Hello again. I see what's going on now. So this is what happened. I got the app going and everything, and I initially attempted to add the number I wanted to text in the Volta app by hitting the pencil icon on the bottom right-hand corner of the app. From there, I tapped the magnifying glass on the top left corner of the screen. I typed in the number I wanted to text. A toast message popped up notifying me that the number was invalid. So, to cut to the chase and find out whether or not I was actually going to be able to text those outside of Volta, I just used another phone to text the new number. It worked. However, when I attempted to send a reply, nothing happened. I didn't get any notification that the message couldn't go through or telling me that it was going to be a regular SMS outside of Volta. It just sent it. However, it didn't really send. I decided to look for further options and found what I needed by tapping on the contact number at the top left hand of the screen corner of the chat screen next to the back arrow. From there, I could see Volta Out, and I tested it. It worked. I tapped on the chat, and then it notified me that it would be a regular SMS because the number wasn't a Volta user. That worked. Everything is working for now. Thank you so much for everything. Again, also, I did go through testing on Wi-Fi and mobile data from my current provider. They both didn't work before, but after discovering that I needed to tap on the contact at the top and selecting what I wanted to do, everything worked out. Now, working on both Wi-Fi and mobile data. Okay, so he responded the next day around 12:49 in the afternoon. Great, glad to hear you were able to get it working. Enjoy using Volta Wireless. Best regards, David. So that was on April 3rd, I believe. Now, April 16th. Hello again. We've been testing out our new service from Volta, and unfortunately, we have to say it's given us a few headaches. Before I get into it, our Volta service was tested on two different phones, a Samsung Note 10 Plus running Android 12 and a Samsung A71 on Android 11. We initially had these issues prior to receiving the Volta SIM card in the mail, but after receiving it and testing it out, our experience remains the same. To begin, we can log in and open the app, send texts, and try to call, but we just don't have much luck with anything actually getting through. It's kind of rare that texts get through. At times we try to force stop the application, the Volta Messenger application, and try again for the messages to get through. We had luck once or twice, but most of the time this does nothing. After a few times, when we would go and select Volta out or chat, the app would just close and the app would just close as the keyboard was coming up. Like if I was getting ready to type a message, the keyboard's supposed to pop up. So when I did that, it would pop up and the whole app would close. We make sure that every time we're going to message someone, we tap on their name, number, and select Volta out or chat. We aren't even sure if this is needed, but this is how we can make sure that we get that prompt so we'll know we're sending a regular SMS. This is what David initially told me that should pop up. So not sure why 99% of our messages are not going through. Another issue, many times we are not receiving texts and calls, or sometimes the messages will show up hours later. Although sending seems to be a bigger problem of the two. Most of the time, if we do receive an SMS, we'll send a response back, but they never receive it ever. Now, when I said ever, it's just to let you like emphasize it here. I didn't put like an exclamation mark, at the end of that. So, as far as what we've done on our end for the app, we've gone into application information, app info for the Volta Messenger app. Data usage, allow background data usage, and allow data usage while in data saver. We never use data saver. Also, battery usage, unrestricted and not optimized. We've allowed all permissions aside from location and nearby devices. Aside from all that, these are devices that we use frequently throughout the day. We aren't on Wi-Fi, we are using mobile data, and we have entered the APNs correctly. Roaming is enabled. The mobile data with the Volta SIM card is working. Browsing, downloading apps are able to connect without an issue. And this, what I said right here, was like after testing it like a little bit. Like just opening a browser, going on eBay. Okay? And I'm not sure if I experienced that whole issue with the service getting dropped. However, I did not want to mention that because I didn't want him to be trying to juggle two problems, trying to fix two problems at the same time. I just didn't want to get into that. I said, hopefully he can fix one, and then I'll move on to that later. I should mention that one phone does make use of Google Play services for cloud messaging and the other doesn't. Not entirely sure if this could be the problem since, the same problems on both phones. And there I was just trying to tell him obviously, like, okay, well, whether I have it on the phone or not, one phone does have it, one phone doesn't. We're having the same problem. It doesn't matter, which phone or if it's enabled or not. For us to consider staying with Volta, and we do want to, we would need to know if this is something that has a fix that we may have overlooked, or is something being looked at or has a fix in the works or on the way. Although we would need this corrected as soon as possible, because we just couldn't keep the service another month knowing that most people likely couldn't reach us if they needed, or vice versa. And can't keep the pizza guy waiting, the pizza delivery guy waiting. They get a bit upset when they can't reach us. Any assistance on any of this would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for the time. So that again was on April 16th, 7:48 in the morning. And now I receive a message from Molly, April 16th as well, at 10:34 a.m. A few hours later. Thanks for subscribing to Volta Wireless. I am reviewing emails and I would like to follow up. Make sure that your issues have been taken care of. Please let me know if not. And if you are still experiencing problems with our service, thanks again for subscribing to Volta Wireless. Best regards, Molly. An hour later, sent her the message that I just sent, that I just read, that long message to David. I just sent that message to David. So I said, hello, Molly. I just sent this message to whoever was emailing me before when we had some trouble. We've been testing out our new service from Volta, and unfortunately, we have to say it's given us a few headaches, blah, 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 blah. That was the same message. I just read that long one. Just letting her know I gave her the exact same message. That way someone, can take care of our problem. So April 16th at 11:45 that same day. So what, 12 hours later? Not even? Yeah, 12 hours later. This is from David. Thank you for joining Volta Wireless again. I'm sorry to hear you have been having difficulties with your Volta Wireless services. Just to make sure that I understand everything correctly, these bullet points, you have one subscription for Volta Digital Nomad. You mention in your message we, so I'm wondering if there is another subscriber. 2, your Volta private number is blah 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 blah. 3, you have a Volta SIM card inserted and you have no issues accessing the internet through your mobile networks. That was a question. And you have downloaded the Volta Wireless app on an Android device, and you can call people and receive calls successfully, whether with other Volta users or non-Volta users every time. You can receive messages from both Volta users and non-Volta users every time. You can send messages to other Volta users and they are successfully received every time. However, you are not able to successfully send messages to non-Volta users. That was a question. If you would please confirm that my understanding is correct, then I should be able to help troubleshoot the issues. Best regards, David. So that was on April 16th again at 11:45 p.m. April 19th, I respond at 4:30 p.m. Sorry for the wait. Yes, it's just one account or subscription with the number, blah, 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 blah. I say that because I don't want to give out the number. Yes, the SIM card is installed on the phone with zero issues browsing the web or for the other apps to connect to the internet. We only use mobile data, no Wi-Fi on the 2 phones that we've tested with the Volta SIM card and Messenger. We don't have any contacts that are also on Volta, only non-Volta contacts. The main issue we have is we are near the main issue we have is we have near zero luck successfully sending text to people non-Volta. It's maybe 50-50 on receiving from, again, non-Volta contacts. We don't really call much, but at times we have tried it. It was hit and miss as well. Now, when we actually do receive text non-Volta, we try to respond, and again, it seems that 99% of the time, nothing gets through. Now, on April 19th, about an hour later, he responds, "Thank you for joining Volta Wireless again. Last night we released an update to the Volta Wireless app that we believe should resolve the messaging issues with non-Volta users that some of our subscribers have experienced. Please update the Volta Wireless app on your phone here," gives the link, "and then please test it again and let me know whether you still experience any issues. Thank you again for joining Volta Wireless. Best regards, David." Okay, so the next day, April 20th, 9:30 a.m. Unfortunately, we seem to have the same problem, no changes. We tested it last night and this morning. Only tested for SMS, not calls, because as I've mentioned before, the biggest issue for us was that most of the SMS we tried to send didn't go through. This is to non-Volta users. So it seems that us receiving SMS from non-Volta worked pretty well, but the issue still remains that if we try to send anything out to non-Volta contacts, nothing gets through. Tried to send maybe 6 SMS messages, no one received anything. Nothing seems to have gotten through. So 2 hours later, "Thank you for your message. We have made several updates this morning already to our SMS systems to try to resolve all of the open issues. Would you please check the following? Please ask a non-Volta user to send an SMS to you. Please confirm that you receive it. Please try sending a message to a non-Volta number from the Volta Wireless app. If it does not arrive the first time, please go into your contacts app and add +1 to the beginning of the contact's phone number. Then go back into the Volta Wireless app and pull up that contact. Please make sure the +1 shows in front of the contact's number there too. Once you have added the +1 to the contact's phone number, would you please send them another message? Please let us know the results of each of the steps above. Please note that we have activated logs." I'll say that again. "Please note that we have activated logs on your messaging on your account so that we will be able to track each step in the process to identify if there will be any issues. Thank you for helping us test and resolve the issues we have been experiencing with messaging. Best regards, David." So without even asking, he activated logs, their technical support or whatever, so they can see what the hell is going on. I do not mind, because I really wanted this to get fixed. And I don't know if they really got any information here with these logs. However, it's like they just activated, they didn't fucking ask or anything like that. So that's something. So 2 days later, April 22nd at 3:15 in the morning, I responded, "Hello again. So we've been testing this, trying what you suggested, and the very first message I tried, it worked flawlessly. I just had to make sure the +1 was there. I was very excited about the prospect of being able to keep this service and move everyone here onto it. Unfortunately, the very next day, I believe, if not the next, tried it again, and again, texts aren't going through. I've now tried multiple times sending texts with the same result. I really hate to do this, however, considering the fact that we aren't really able to fully use the service, we're going to have to ask to cancel the service at the end of the month. I don't mind the back and forth trying to get this working properly, because this is what we'd like to work towards, having Volta or this type of service for mobile use. If you need our continued help on this or anything else, not a problem. Just let us know and we'll see what we can do. We just don't have the extra cash to keep this going while not being able to fully rely on it and replace what we already have. Perhaps after a few months, we'll be able to give Volta another try. We're very much looking forward to what Volta can be or mean for the future. Thanks for all your help with everything, and we really wish you and Volta the very best. Hello, I just sent an email to David. I previously mentioned to him that I was going to have to cancel my service because it just wasn't cutting it. We had many emails back and forth trying to work on my problems here with Volta service. Then after I received no response from him when I mentioned canceling my Volta account, I sent a message on Volta's contact support page a couple days later, no response. So I emailed Molly asking for help canceling, no response either. So I emailed David again just now, like I mentioned, but I'm sending the request here as well. I don't want to pay for another month. We've had trouble using this service since day one. I have less than a week left and I don't want another month. Not sure if it is set up like auto pay or if I have to manually go in every month to pay it. I just want to make sure we aren't billed for another month when I don't want this service anymore. Kind of like, I don't know, like going through all that, kind of like, you know, kind of frustrating to like relive that. You kind of, you know, get all those feelings going again, pissed off, you know. So that is most of the messages. Okay. There was like 2 or 3 messages, maybe more, through their website, their support, contact support. But that's what happened. Now, based on what I'm telling you, now I know you're going to say, how do I know you're telling the truth? Something like that. Yes, fine. What I'm going to do is I'm going to have my wife, she handles all this like magical stuff on the computer with these videos. I'm going to have her screenshot these messages. And I know you're going to say it's possible you could have deleted messages, or you're just like withholding some, you're not giving it. No, I'm being 100% honest here with you guys. I'm not going to bullshit on this. And the reason I'm putting this out there isn't to hurt Volta. You heard my messages. I wasn't an asshole, and I tried working with this guy. I didn't even want to give them the trouble of the problems, like telling them all of my problems, because I wanted to try to figure it out on my own. I didn't want to sound like someone like, oh, can you help me with this? Can you help me with this? You know? So I tried. And like I said, as I've read here, and this is exactly how everything went, okay? I'm not hiding anything. Once I mentioned that I'm going to cancel my service, he just dropped that shit. And I have a feeling that he blacklisted my number, my email from the entire company. Like, he's like, I just don't want to hear from this fucker anymore. We did receive a call. Okay, this was like maybe 3 days into like no one's contacting us, 2 or 3 days in, I believe. We received a call, which we never received any calls. But I don't think that was him. I think that was just someone like, you know, making a mistake on calling whoever they were trying to call, because I believe it was from the same area code. I think if that was Volta, like it probably would have said like incoming call from like Volta support or Volta service or whatever the hell it is, you know, technical support or whatever, because that's what it shows when you text them. So I don't even think it was worth me mentioning that, but you know, yeah. If you guys are just going to assume, because you can't know for a fact, right? But if you're going to assume that what I just told you is real, like that actually happened, Do you guys think it's worth purchasing service from a company like that, from a guy like that has support like that? I mean, think about it. If that wasn't really the owner of the company, David, right? Why would that customer service rep not answer my questions, not send any kind of bullshit reply, right? Now you might say, well, maybe he got tired, or maybe it like affects him, or like his pay or whatever. And then Molly, no responses. Not even a response on their app when I contacted Volta through there, or tried to. So, I mean, I'm being straight with you guys. There is something else I will mention. Now, I initially heard about, to be honest with you, I knew about Volta back in the day. Okay, this was years ago. I knew because I'm always searching and downloading messenger applications, testing things out. So I've heard of them before, but I didn't really know everything about them. I've tried their app before, but I couldn't create an account, or I didn't know that I had to pay for it, so I just uninstalled it right away. So I heard of Volta through a show that I watch online. And this show teamed up with them, and, they get a little cut because they're advertising on their show if you sign up to their service. So I said, hey, that service sounds perfect. I'm into privacy, security, all that kind of stuff, and I want to help the show. So I'll buy it. So the owner of the company was there explaining everything. So that was great. Now, I believe after the email, and I can go into checking this, but I don't think I'm going to waste my time. After I sent that first email telling him that I think I'm going to have to cancel the service, when I first initially mentioned that, when we were going through our problems, and I first brought it up to David, it was 2 days later, I believe, he went back on that show, not in person like the first time. He did a call. He called into the show. I guess they had it set up that he was gonna have maybe a half hour or whatever to talk. It wasn't a video call, which in my opinion doesn't make sense, because most people do video calls on that show, unless it's just that call-in segment where people call in and they open the phone lines to viewers and listeners and stuff like that. But I'm yeah, he didn't even do a video call, which most of these people do. But no, he didn't. And it seems like I heard something different in his voice. He sounded a little scared. I swear to you, he sounded a little bit different than he did the first time he was on the show. He sounded a little, in my opinion, he sounded a little freaked out. In my opinion, I was thinking, maybe I'm not the only one contacting him about problems. Maybe he has a ton of complaints, and he's flipping out oh fuck, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe he's not able to sleep because there's a lot of shit going on, right? And he did mention that he said, I want to apologize to people that have had trouble, and we're working on this. There's a lot of new customers, and we're trying to get a hold of all this, and please, we're working on this, just hang in there, all this kind of stuff, right, that they always tell you. But I was hey, he's actually talking about shit that I'm going through with these guys. I'm that's kind of cool. But in my mind, I'm thinking to myself, hey, fucker, you never responded to my email. Just like the first time, when we were trying to fix the problem with the application itself, before I had the SIM card, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to wait until I get the SIM card and see if the problems smooth out on their own. Well, not on their own, but are going to smooth out after I insert the SIM card and use the SIM card. He never responded there either. But yeah, I mean, maybe he's trying to get out ahead of it. Or like I said, maybe there's a lot of people complaining about it. I'm sure he didn't call into that show and have that little segment just because of me, right? He probably called in maybe because they're going through a lot of shit. They have a lot of fucking problems, a lot of complaints, a lot of people calling in and contacting them, and they're probably oh shit. But if that's the case, it's like, dude, I'm a customer. Like, why? It got to this point where I'm like, okay, well, I think I'm going to have to cancel. Instead of just like contacting, like, can you please just give us another week? Because he had another week at that point. Please give us another week. You know, we're going to do everything we can. You know, just hold on. And after that week, if nothing has changed, you know, we completely understand, and we'll make sure, you know, we you know, cancel your service for you or whatever you want to do from there. We'll take it from there. No, he just dropped that shit. And like I said, I sent multiple emails, sent 3 or 4 messages, or yeah, around 4 messages to them. No response once I mentioned that I'm going to cancel. And like I said, like, he went on that show again. And I could say the name of the show here, but it is that controversial kind of show that if I do mention it, like, this fucking video might not get out. You know? So I suspect like something ain't too good over there and at Volta. And I have a feeling I'm not the only one. And they may not be around for a while. You know, they might not last too long. And like I said, I can talk about this show here, but the video might not be available. And I really want to get the messages across about like our experience there, you know. So if I do explain all this and give the name of the video out there, and I know you guys are like, oh, it's just like a way to, you know, like, it's like, no, it's like even without mentioning that, like, all this shit should be enough that I've told you, the emails and everything that I've read to you, and I told you about our experiences or our experience. But yeah, he called into that show like around the time I said, you know, I might cancel the service. And like I said, he didn't sound like the same guy. He sounded like a little worried. And that could just be me, but I don't know. But it does tell me that, yeah, it seems like, and he was like really like selling it this time, like, you know, like, yeah, we were attacked. We were attacked. They took our app off the app store, and you know, it's like things like this are just like, you know, it's like, it seems like he kind of like wanted some, like, people on his side, a little bit of sympathy. It's just my opinion, my thoughts on this. Maybe because they're having so many problems, and he wants something to fall back on, to say like, okay, well, it's because we're being attacked. You know, like, everyone's out to get us. They want to stop this kind of, you know, technology, this kind of service, like, for the people. They don't want the people to have this and all this kind of stuff. I don't know. But, so I'll say it like this. Okay, I can't recommend this service until they iron all that shit out. I mean, this service is bad. Their customer support, if there are more than one, if there is more than one person there for customer support, if it's not just the owner of the company, which I don't even know if this David was the owner of the company, they're just a bunch of bitches, and they don't give a fuck, and they will not help you when push comes to shove. When the shit hits the fan, it seems like they're not going to be there. So this is just fair warning, okay? Everyone, you know, you guys are adults. If you want to roll the dice and see what happens, and you're just like, I don't believe this guy, I wish you the best of luck, and I hope you don't run into the problems that we had, or any kind of problems. Because if you do, and you don't have the same patience that I do, I mean, these back and forth you're going to have with them, it ain't going to last too long. And like I said, unless they change some stuff. If they change some stuff, okay, fine. But look, the way they handle this at the end, as soon as I mentioned that I'm going to cancel my service, okay, it got to me. I mean, and what else am I supposed to do? So they had my credit card number, right? Because I purchased the first month of service, $12.49. Okay, they had that credit card on file, and they had it on the site too. They said Volta private payments or something, and I removed it from there. But I said, I do not trust these fuckers anymore after how they treated me, and they just ignored me. Absolutely, were just like, fuck you. So I just wanted to make sure that I'm not going to get charged for another service with these assholes, because they did not fucking respond whatsoever. What am I supposed to think? That they're going to do, you know, that they're going to just be nice people all of a sudden again and not charge me another fucking month? I had to cancel my fucking card. I called today. Well, it's already 3 a.m. So I called yesterday and I told them, like, I need to cancel that card, because even if it was only $12.50 for the next month, which it wasn't, it's going to be like $50 or more. Even if it was $12.50, they don't deserve that $12.50. I'm not giving them the $12.50. And I canceled the card, and let's just say by chance, just like, I don't know, just like fucking weird shit happens, and they're able to pull another payment from my account, which, I mean, it's going to be a new card number, so I don't see how. But if that was to happen, yeah, I'd call my credit card, the bank, right away, and I'd tell them, hey, I didn't authorize that shit. Make sure that because like I said, they don't deserve it. And I wouldn't put it past them that they would try something like this, okay? Like I said, as soon as I mentioned it, they were just nowhere to be found. No one. They don't have a phone number to contact. I don't even know if they have an address up there. It doesn't even fucking matter for me. They have a contact form, which is like, in case you don't know, if there's like a website that's how you contact them. It's just like a contact form. You go to contact us. They should have like their address, a photo of their fucking building. They should have directions to that. It is 300 hours. Sorry about that. Well, that's proof right there. 3 o'clock in the morning. They should have like multiple numbers that you can call. You know, they should have. You should be able to call like their customer support, their fucking. What's another number that you might use? Need it from a company like billing. You know, technical support, billing, and I don't know what else. General inquiries. I don't know, but you know, like there's, you know, companies out there, they have like all these different phone numbers, these different lines. They should have different email accounts up there, and the email account should be, you know, like customer support or support at Volta Wireless or Volta.com or something like that. It shouldn't be like Volta customer or Volta service at gmail.com, because if it is, you already know that's bullshit. It's not a fucking company. You know, there's assholes at home and shit, like licking envelopes and responding to emails on his fucking laptop. You know, and that for all you know, it could be, because that's what you have on their website to go by. It's just a contact form like that. So how the hell are you supposed to know? Like I said, I guess there was signs there, but I didn't really pay attention to them. So, again, it's up to you. If you feel like, you know, I'm just giving you our experience. And my wife, you know, she really doesn't talk in any of these videos anyway. But this one specifically is like, I handled all of this on my own. And it was going to be a lot of talking. And she didn't really have any experience with this whatsoever. So, I can't really expect. And she wouldn't talk anyway. She really wouldn't say anything anyway. But she really didn't have anything to add here, because she wasn't really like involved in it. But yeah, I mean, if you do sign up to them, like I said, I wish you luck, because it's just like a terrible experience. And the fact that I had to cancel the card just to like I said, given how they handled it at the end, it's just like, what am I to expect? What's the next fucking step, right? They already showed that they're like, hey, we fucked you over. We don't care. You know, we're gone. And what am I supposed to expect is going to be the next thing, right? So, just to ensure that we didn't have any more, you know, bullshit and like a clean break, I said, I have to cancel the card. And that's a pain in the ass, because I mean, for most people it's probably even worse. And I know you guys, if you hear that and you're like, well, I'm gonna have to cancel a card because there's an asshole out there that might charge me for some shit that I don't want, or that I didn't ask for, or that I don't need, whatever. I know you're gonna be like, that's a bitch. Yeah, I had to that card. I was having my auto pay from my T-Mobile, for our T-Mobile here, taken out of that card. So I had to go to T-Mobile. I had to go into my T-Mobile account and have it auto-paid to a different card. And hopefully that is smooth. Because, you know, sometimes they'll fuck shit up deliberately just to be like, you owe us a little extra. You know, you made a late payment or something. You know how they are. Yeah. So I had to do that, and then I had to contact them. I had to take time out of my day to do that, which I don't do shit right now, so it's not really an issue. And I just thank God if everything does work out the way I want it to. But the fact that I had to do that shit, because they are such, like, little bitches. I mean, and I say they when I really mean, like, probably just the owner. I don't know. I really don't know who it was. I know it's David. I know the owner is, I think the owner is David Sinclair. So I just, went by that. But I don't know. Obviously, David's a pretty common name, right? There could be more than one David here on Earth. So, yeah. I mean, that's our experience. And like I said, I really don't know what to say. I completely just, like, it's unbelievable how this shit ended. I cannot believe that that's how they handled shit. And, again, not telling you guys what to do. Do whatever you want. But if you are in that situation, I wish you guys the best, because it is going to be a pain in the ass for you, too. So maybe just give it time, wait, see what happens, right? That's what I should have did. But I don't know if anyone else is going to have experiences like this and speak out about it. But, we will be posting these to see if we can help anyone, I guess. So if you did listen to this, like, 2-hour long, explanation of everything that happened, thank you. And I understand if you guys didn't. It's a lot to listen to. It's a lot to take in. But most of, like, when the talk that occurs in these videos that we do is just, like, for, like, having something playing and, like, listening to something, and not really, like, well, I'm going to get some information from this, like, some good information, or I need to watch this to get a lot of information. It's just, like, to have something going in the background. Like, sometimes you turn on the radio just to hear some shit, or turn on the TV. But, yeah, again, like, we want to make sure everyone has all the information, like, everything that happened for us, our complete experience. So we're going to add this to the end of the video. And before we finished with this, before my wife finished editing this, I received an email. Now, I think it was around April 27th or 28th, maybe, my last message to Volta, that I needed some answers. And I mentioned earlier in the video, I believe, that I wasn't sure if they had it set up as an automatic payment kind of thing. It's going to be like some kind of surprise, without your knowledge, they're just going to take the money out. I said I removed from the secure payments little section there in Volta on your online account, I removed the credit card that we used to pay for the service, and I said I still didn't trust them, okay? And so what I did was I called my credit card company, and I told them, close that card, I want a new account number, So May 12th, I woke up and I grabbed my phone, checked my phone, and I believe I was waiting for something in the mail, like a package or something like that. So I grabbed my phone and I checked, and while I was checking, I noticed an email that said, like, payment, shows there, like, a payment failed, and I'm like, what the hell is that? And then I noticed Volta, and I started thinking to myself, I'm like, wait a minute. I believe I opened the Volta account, like, on the 1st of the month. So we kind of, procrastinated a little bit, like, getting this video, well, both of us, my wife and I, like, getting this together. And by the time the start of the month hit, the new month, May, I said, well, no more emails from them, so I guess this is done. This is over with. But in one of the videos, because I said I made this, I tried to do this video over and over and over again, try to record the audio. In one of those, I mentioned, like, I don't want to say, like, I'm done with Volta, this whole little episode is over because I closed the credit card account. I said, I never say, like, it's over with, it's done, because in my opinion, it's like, these movies where, like, they kill the bad guy and they're, like, just sitting there chatting, or they're, like, walking away, and then you see, like, the bad guy, like, their hand comes out of rubble or something, like, from the ground, like, they're still alive. I always think that way in my mind. You just never know, right? So, sure enough, like I said, I woke up, checked my phone, seen this email, so I opened it up, and now let me get this for you so I can read it. Payment failed, please respond. This is coming from support@voltawireless.com, and I don't think I ever received anything from these guys before. Maybe this is their email when you email the website. Maybe it just goes to that email account of theirs. And then it shows on here, automatic payment failed for order, blah, blah, blah. Hi! The automatic payment to renew your subscription has failed. We will retry the payment in 12 hours. To reactivate the subscription now, you can also log in and pay for the renewal from your account page. They give you a link, then they show you the order number, May 2nd. See, I told you it was the beginning of the month, and I just assumed, went, okay, they didn't try contacting us, so this is done. 10 days later, here we are. Well, it's more than that, it's 13 days later, but just because I kind of, again, took my time making this.
Then it shows the product, which is Volta Digital Nomad, quantity 1, price $40. And I mentioned that to you before. It was $12 before, but it wasn't going to be like that again. That was just from the promo, like a promo offer, just in the beginning to try it out or whatever for new customers. Subtotal 40, $39.99, right? You can't say like 40, right? Oh, it's completely different. Tax $10, and that's 10 even. Payment method shows credit debit card. Total $49.99. Subscription information gives you the ID. Start date April 2nd. When canceled is the end date. Yeah, when canceled. I tried to fucking cancel time and time again. So yeah, you guys not responding to it, so well, you haven't canceled it. No, bullshit. I tried canceling. As soon as I say that to you guys, if that's the only way is me contacting you guys got the message, especially since I sent it numerous times. So it's canceled. In my mind, in my life, that's done. It's over with. You're canceled already. It's over. You pull this bullshit, it's canceled. Recurring total is $49.99 a month. This subscription is set to automatically renew. Set to renew automatically using your payment method on file. You see, on file. That's why I tried contacting them and I said, "Is this on file?" Because I don't want any issues. Yeah, they didn't respond because I guess they wanted to ensure that they had they're okay. We gave them that promo pricing, right? We got to make that money back. So just pretend we're not home. Don't answer their emails. So yeah. You can manage or cancel this subscription from your account page, from your My Account page. Really? Are you sure I can? Because I didn't see that shit. I mean, hey, I could have missed it, but no. You know what? I'm just gonna leave this shit. And when I say I'm just gonna leave it, you'll find out. Hello, thank you for joining Volta Wireless. Unfortunately, the renewal payment for your subscription failed. To verify or change your payment method, please go to voltawireless.com, tap My Account, and log in. After logging in, tap Volta Private Payments. I did that already. I did that as soon as I seen that they were not contacting me. I said, I'm gonna go in there. It was like I had nothing else to do left, that I could do. So I said, let me see if it's there. I seen that in the Volta Private Payments, and I removed it. And then select Payment Method Management. There you will be able to check in. If necessary, change your payment method. Thank you again for joining Volta Wireless. But that was on the 12th. And I don't know if you caught it. They said they were going to try again in 12 hours. Well, kind of funny. Because May 13th, same email. Payment failed. So that was on a Friday. First one came in on Thursday, then the next one on Friday. So I was thinking to myself, Saturday I didn't receive any emails. I said, I guess they got the idea. They got the picture, right? They got the message. Sunday, here we go again. Payment failed. So today is Sunday, the 15th. I don't know. I don't know what they expect. They didn't respond to my messages, so why would I respond to theirs? I don't want anything to do with these guys at all anymore. I'm not even going to give them that, okay? I'm going to let them waste time, waste resources doing this because they didn't even... They just absolutely ignored me, right? So you know what? You give it, you're going to get it. You did that you did that to me, so I'm going to do it right back to you. And that's the thing. At least I let you know what was up, what was going on. And all those messages, go back to all those that you just ignored. Read them. You'll get the idea. So I was already, I think that the same night I started typing a response, and I stopped myself. I said, I'm not gonna waste my time with this. Why should I? Why should I do this? Because I mean, look at what they did to me. I sent 5-6 messages to them, and they're just like, well, just ignore that guy. He don't like our service. He's trying to cancel. So they wanted to treat me this way. Fine. And maybe this will go up between Sunday the 15th. But I don't think we'll make it for today because it's already 7:30. Maybe Monday, Tuesday, depends. It really depends on my wife's schedule. So, she does all the finishing touches on it. I just do a lot of the talking, right? Wave my hands around, stuff like that. Screenshots or information, if she needs my help with that. So, yeah. If there's any more, I have a feeling I'm going to be getting a lot of emails from these guys just like, oh, you forgot to pay. Stuff like that. It's like, all right. But if anything different comes along, we'll do a part 3. So, yeah, I know I said at the end of the first video we're going to include the emails, but yeah, it was just way too long. So we had to break it into part 1 and part 2. The emails alone, I thought they were going to be short enough, but they're given the length of the first video. So, but yeah, if there's anything else, it'll be obviously it'll be a third video if there's anything else that comes up with Volta. So that this is to confirm. This is to confirm that if you want to cancel with them, They don't want to hear it. They don't want to work with you. They want to try. They're like any other company that's trying to scam or poke out poke the customers in the eyes, like trying to get something, from them. They're just, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, it's like a scam artist. They're trying to scam people. They're trying to rip people off. I mean, you can't do something like this. You cannot do something like this and think like, well, I don't see a problem with it. Yeah, you don't, because you're ripping the people off. They're asking for help. They're not getting help. I paid for service with you. There was issues all around. You didn't have any answers to them, and they never got fixed. Maybe I could have done some things differently, something better, something else, something more. But no, it's not how it worked out. It is what it is. I tried. Seems like you did. But at the end of it, it was just, I just ran out of time, patience, and I wasn't going to continue giving you money so you can do whatever you can do your best or whatever. No, that's not how things work. You have a product that you're saying, this is our product, this is what we're selling, and you're not delivering on it. So, I mean, how would you feel if you bought a damn printer, right? And they're like, well, it prints. Printouts and blah, 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 and you take it home and it's not doing shit. Yeah, you're going to be like, well, you're not delivering here, so I'm going to return it. See, unfortunately, I couldn't return it, but you have my $12.50, so, I mean, hey, at least, I was able to use the internet a little bit. I probably didn't even use, like, maybe 1 gigabyte, not even a gigabyte. Maybe, I don't know. Could have been, because my wife kept disabling or turning on the Wi-Fi, using Wi-Fi and stuff. So, I don't know. That's just my opinion, and then as soon as I told them that, things weren't working out, they didn't want to hear from me again. And they just left me hanging there, and then, okay, well, is this going to be like an auto payment? Can you guys make sure my account's closed? Something like that? And crickets, nothing. That's so far, and it seems like it's already at the end of the line here, our experience with Volta. And do whatever you guys want. I know it's very tempting to support a company that's offering something like this, and you're able to do something and take money out of the hands of those big companies controlling everything, like T-Mobile, and help other companies that are also trying to help people and give out a lot of good information, stuff like that, like the truth. But where do you draw that line? Are you really willing to bend over for someone else like this looking to screw you over, right? So, yep.
Worst experience. One of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life. So before you jump into it, there. Sorry about that, and we have a lot of other videos. If you guys are interested in how we do things, there's a lot of other videos if you feel like watching. But so, whatever. Thanks for listening or watching, and take care.